surely I can get down there safely. Perfect. I'm assuming I have to go down into the lower area of this. But assuming I can just walk out of here and go to that one side of grace, I feel like I should get it. Like, of all things to name it, though, yeah, you're going to the Shadow Realm. We're sending our players to the Shadow Realm like it's fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! What is that? Place on the eye of another to deny them light in all its forms. User receives the blessing of an equipped Great Rune at the cost of all runes currently held. What? Wascally wabbits. This is where I was. Looks like it. Or maybe it isn't. Don't think, yeah. Well. Sometimes it feels like I try not to. It's just hanging out. Oh, okay. So that's... Yeah, that's that guy that someone told me a finger. lightning. I literally just stood. I mean, I hit the button to dodge, but I guess I hit it the same time that the attack hit me. Whatever. Whatever. It was a little unfortunate timing because I did run out of stamina, or else I could have probably beat him to death once he got back on his feet. Oh, I can backstab him too. If I knew that, I would have just gone fishing for it. A ladder leading to another ladder. Can I level up? Yes. So whatever that noise is doesn't sound too happy. Yeah, can you leave me alone? Oh God. Yeah, this is gonna be a diseased encounter, I think. And I can't blame the game because that thing also uses Ghost Flame, which makes me think that I'm not going to do much damage here. But the problem is if I just sit back, the NPCs fighting the dragon don't do any damage either. And they have a chance to just attack me if I go in, so it's like, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. So I guess I'll let them fight, do as much damage as they can. And it can be my problem after. Because I think that dragon stood in my Ghost Flame Ignition and it only took... Okay. And it only took like 700 damage. As opposed to like the 4,000 an enemy would take normally. I'm only attacking this guy because he shot at me. Yeah, these guys hit like noodles. They'll smack me for like a third of my life in a single hit, or worse. But the boss is like, nah, I'm getting hit for 17 damage. I mean, it would probably just be more efficient to kill the guys and then fight the dragon, but like, I can pretend that these dudes will do any meaningful damage to the boss. Oh, that guy got cooked. But he's still alive. Well, not anymore. I have a suspicion they're technically supposed to be part of the boss fight, because I killed that guy and didn't get any runes, and that guy died and I didn't get any runes. Like, obviously they're a part of it, they're fighting the dragon, but I just mean, like, as far as the mechanics. Oh god. So I cannot fight it the normal way I do. Where I just go from foot to foot. It's gonna have that Nova. When it does its stomp. It's making the NPCs experience what I normally do against flying enemies, because I just go in the air 30 times. If I had another weapon that was a similar weight that I could upgrade and scaled with my intelligence, like with the weapon art and that, I would consider using it for this fight. So I guess when I actually do fight this thing, it's taking its fucking sweet ass time. I guess when I actually do fight this thing, I'll see how my damage actually is when I'm not getting distracted by all the other things going on. Oh god. Oh god. Somehow that missed. Somehow it didn't take damage from that, but this time that. I'm surprised that didn't hit me. That is okay, I guess. Fuck. The range on that is outrageous. Because it's like, if I'm injured from whatever attack, I'm forced to just run away, I guess. Give up the opportunity to heal. Let's see. What weapons do I have that are a similar weight and have an offensive weapon art? At the very least, to have a similar weight and aren't going to overburden me. I mean, this sounds interesting, but I don't know if it actually would be. Slight Scarlet Rot buildup. So I really have nothing I can use that works. I mean, I have a cringe katana. Colossal weapon I'll never be able to equip without respecing. I would be able to use it two-handing. There's nothing special about it. Yeah, I really have nothing I can use as a replacement. Quite something ahead. I have the ore blade. And that's quite literally it. So I have to upgrade it, so... I don't remember, did I look at this? I mean, yeah, I technically speaking could look and see if there's any weapon I can get from this, but I wouldn't be able to use that because it's a colossal sword. Literally everything is faith scaling. All faith scaling all the time. So I gotta use some of my souls. To afford the upgrade.
Could you tell me, why is the round table burning? Why does that girl weep for me?
Alzheimer's. So technically speaking, this actually has a higher attack power than the Death Poker. What is gravitas again? Fuck. Gravity well. So we can give it a try. See how I feel. Before I go though, is there anything I can buy before I end up throwing souls away? Not really, not that I care about. I mean, I could buy more smithing stones if I wanted to make my own weapon. But I don't really have anything in mind. So the one thing of importance is this is going to have a different move set that I have to get used to. Wonder if I can put grease on this. Nope. Wow, that did 0 damage. Like a giant dragon, and this dude's like, yeah, kill this random guy that just happened to show up on accident. Classic. Ah, yes, of course. Dodge the attack and get hit anyway. Yep, thank you, game. Thank you for deciding to have Torrent not move despite me already have been moving. God, this game is such shit. It's designed in such a horrible way that You would think it was on purpose. Like giant dragon killing everyone, and they're like shoot arrows at the random dude. I have no idea what's going on or how it missed me, but we take those. Well, hopefully I don't take more of those. Like, can this guy fuck off? Okay then. Like, I don't know. I don't think the very tip of its wing should hit me for that much damage. Seems a little cringe if you ask me. Yep, thank you, Lock On, for picking the target on the other side of the fucking screen. I don't even get to fight the boss because I'm just getting run down by these dudes. As unpleasant of a game as possible. Where's the archer? Oh, he's right in front of me. He blended in. Yeah, like the dude has camouflage. Oh, he got up just to die. Interesting. Why does it feel like there are only 100 of these soldiers? Nice. He's got his priorities, right? Yep. Why would they ever stagger? Legitimately, why would the enemy ever stagger to one of my hits? It's not like I wasn't hitting them almost as hard with that as I was the death poker. And not like it didn't also supposedly cause bleed buildup, so it should have triggered at any point. Classic. Alright. I'm just getting a disease at this point. Like, if it didn't take like 10 minutes for the dragon to kill all those guys, I would be more, like, willing to just let them duke it out. But I don't, like, if I'm going to be getting one-shot by things anyway, it doesn't make sense to sit here and waste 10 minutes staring at them for 5% less health to worry about. perfumer just completely forgot about the dragon. Oh. Hey there. Might as well use that while I have the chance. Classic. Classic. Miss every hit. Yeah, I was gonna say. Game. Yeah, please. Thank you. Like, he's still shooting at me from all the way over there. It's time to dodge. It's time that again. I feel like some of these should have hit me. Okay. Got lucky. I genuinely feel like a lot of those fire trails and stuff should have hit me, but didn't. I don't know if that was the terrain being wonky or what actually happened, but for once it worked in my favor, so we take those. It's quite something though that I bust my back fighting some giant dragon and I get a heart that's mostly useless and a somber smithing stone that I have no use for either. So what's all this? There's a thing. I did find a map that shows me the location of all of these, but I didn't, well, I guess it didn't, it's not something like I made a note of. It's just like, well, if I'm desperate enough, I just have it available. Oh, it's like the other stuff that I need multiples, I see. Who's this gooner? You got nothing to say? Okay. Yeah, one's looking for the way down. If there even is one. And I fucked up. It's a bit of a whoopsie. I didn't. I underestimated how far Torrent was actually going to have me jump there. So that's on me. I don't trust it, but survived. Healing. No shit. honest, I thought these were gonna be tankier than they actually are. I did panic a teeny tiny bit when I dropped down and saw there were actually 3 of them. Hoping this is the right direction for the grace. Doesn't seem like it. Therefore, time for snake. Oh god, it's one of those ladders, isn't it? It is. Is this just bringing me back up to the surface? Bonnie. Am I gonna find a Clyde village? I like how I upgraded that one weapon and didn't even use it. Oh, hi. So that NPC just showed up and I didn't even get anything for beating him? sharpening his weapon with his hands. How does that work exactly? I don't know if the item head is pointing this way. No, it's pointing the other way. Tooth whip. Sounds excruciating. I mean, technically speak. What? What? Oh. I don't know what the fuck that did, but surely it wasn't good. What I was gonna say was, technically speaking, I could apply frostbite with this and then switch to the katana to apply blood loss, but that might be a little too janky. Fight this wicker man, I guess. damage to it. No, I don't seem to be. Classic. I have to assume this has something to do with it. Like, the accuracy this thing has is outrageous. And then it just jumps and does whatever that was, like... So there has to be... I guess I have to attack it from above, but like... If that's the case, is that even doable as a melee character? A projectile weapon required to hit. So I mean, technically speaking, I do have projectiles, but... Jesus. You know what? Okay. I was like, maybe we jump on it and attack it that way. So let's look, because it's inconceivable that this is something that is, just supposed to be dealt with ordinarily. Furnace Golem, that's what they're called. So some of these, like the one we fought, have armor on their legs. And those have to be dealt with ranged attacks. There are ones that you can beat by hitting them in the legs, but that requires you to stance break them 6 fucking times if I understood the wiki correctly. Which, granted, they're not that hard to dodge on the ground, but that sounds like a very long fight for what's basically just a random roaming enemy. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not gonna deal with it for right now. When I have more pots to make, well, more hefty pots, then that's a different story, but for right now, I'm just wasting my time. Because don't get me wrong, that was a lot of damage that we did, but I have to assume that was just like a percentage. That was a noise. Oh, this is that dead end, isn't it? But I mean, like, even stuff like this, it's like, do the players appreciate enemies that had to be fought in extremely specific ways and are entirely build agnostic? I mean, being build agnostic is probably a good thing, but like, when it's a situation that I have to scale a mountain and then throw fucking fire pots at it while dodging 30 fireballs. It seems like more trouble than it's worth. It would also make a little more sense if you had to just dodge like the arm attacks that thing did when you're up on top of the platform, because it's like it forces you into a narrower space, but it keeps the same attacks. So whatever it rewards must be incredible if it's gonna put you through that much bullshit. But I mean, this is also a Dark Souls game, possibly the worst one of the franchise too. So I need to temper my expectations in that regard. Like, I have no idea where I am. We've lost the plot. I vaguely know that I know of the place I have to go to get the, what's it called? No, horse ahead. To get the charm or talisman that I still need. but I don't know exactly where it is. Could be this, based on how ominous it looks. Yes. I have to, somewhere in Shadow Keep is Seek Armor Core. Somewhere in Shadow Keep is the last talisman I want. I mean, I'm sure there's a better configuration, but crab eggs. But for not dying instantly, speaking of, I don't want to count that because I genuinely didn't know if it was a lethal descent or not, but fair's fair. I guess I should have expected it to be a lethal descent since I'm not allowed to use torrent. It's just a shortcut. I assume I have to take the long way. Maybe it would be possible to navigate if I was better at platforming. Oh god. If I was better at platforming, maybe it would be possible to navigate, but platforming in Souls games is despair-inducing. Like, this place legit looks like a fucking spot I'd fight a raid boss in World of Warcraft. Like, what is going on? Was that the whole point in going this way? I guess so. something. Seems familiar except fear. Yeah, true. Like, it looks like the same assets of Dark Souls 3. So what was the point of coming up here? Am I just supposed to drop down onto this? You don't have the right. Oh, you don't have the right. By the way, you don't have the right. Like, probably the most common message in this game, besides fort, comma, night. Could have been worse. Nice. All that for a dead end. Let's see if I can find a site of grace before leaping into the water and having to do all of that over. Alright, so we've opened up New Londo Ruins. Are there gonna be a whole bunch of unkillable ghosts waiting for us now? Probably platform down there, but do I want to? I did avoid exploring that one side. But there's a site of grace down there. I can always teleport back up, I guess. Sunken Chapel. Yeah, I'm looking for specimen storage. Specimen. Recycled enemies. My favorite. I mean, technically speaking, it didn't even really do the Nova, because no effects actually appeared as the explosion. Whatever. I knew not resting was a bad idea, if anything, because I don't have any way of punishing my flask charges. But... oh well. Classic. Dodge the attack and get pushed into it anyway. What the hell is it doing? Man instead too. I didn't think it was actually going to do that breath attack, because I thought I was close enough to it that it wouldn't. I did not get the souls for killing it, though, but oh well. I like how they just casually sidestep it. They can cast their attack before I get mine off, but they just walk out of my Ghost Flame Ignition. Okay, I don't know why they did that, but what is that? I had assumed it was a Sacred Seal, because everything in this game is for Faith users. Let me guess, you don't have the right, or you don't have the right. Before I do that, what's up here? Literal. Oh, there is something. A cookbook. Tree worship passage. Are we finding hippies now? So there is a boss here, but I don't remember. or if it's just right through here, or if it's something else. Since this doesn't actually cause any affliction, I'm assuming I fight a boss here, because this looks very familiar. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure what happened to my health. I thought I had full health, and then I suddenly had like a third of it left. I got hit once, so was I taking damage without realizing? I just gotta wait for that. Okay, so there is no escape from that attack, basically. Oh god! So I vaguely know what this boss does, because some time ago, like a few months ago, I was watching a League of Legends streamer who's dog shit. He had even more deaths than I did. That's how dog shit he is. Died to this boss, and the only thing I really remember is that it has multiple life bars. Didn't actually realize that was an attack. I thought it had a wind up before doing that, and not just like it swings its hand and immediately sends fucking vines at me. You would think it wouldn't do something like that in the first 2 seconds of the fight. So, you know, you have time to navigate to it. I also, if I remember right, jump attacks were good here. If I can hit it in the face. Yeah, it takes noticeably more damage if I hit it in the head. So maybe fighting it at like mid-range would be the play. Because if I'm fighting it, if I'm right underneath it, I don't think I can actually avoid that Nova it does. I can do this. Yeah, like, that's such an enormous fucking... Okay. A single projectile got through to hit me. That went way better, to be fair. It's definitely hitting it in the face that's the play. Yeah. Nothing more fun than getting pushed into attacks on accident. For that, I probably just have to run away. Because I'm sure they don't all fire at exactly the same time, so a distance would give me more chances to avoid the hits instead of dodging and then getting hit the exact moment I leave invincibility frames. Yeah. Misses me every other time. Oh, okay. It would probably be in my best interest to get a flask set up for damage mitigation because in this fight I feel like Ghost Flame Ignition is mostly just in the times like that where I can't hit it in the face. Because the damage is still decent, but it's just like if I have free access to smack that thing in at the whatever you'd actually call it, I just feel like that's more damage in less time. Wish it didn't start so far away, at least. Okay, so I have to roll to dodge. I cannot sprint because of the tracking. I feel as though if I had a fire weapon that's scaled with intelligence, this would be easy. Because I have to assume, being a plant, that it's weak to fire. Technically, Ghost Flame Ignition is magic damage, so that doesn't... Despite the name, it doesn't really count. There is something I could try though. It's gonna be a little silly, and it might not actually work because it's two different weapon types. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. What I was gonna say is if I could dual wield, I could maybe get 2 hits in for a similar amount of damage. Like, just to try and stun it by hitting it in the fucking head. But I have to assume because they're different weapon types, it's not possible. Unless it's just a command I don't know about. It's a very cringe fight though, if anything, because it starts me a mile away and this stupid fucking sunflower can do that with no retaliation. I'll be honest though, I am considering respeccing. Because it's like, when my build works, it works great, but when it doesn't work, it's like, why am I even playing this? I will try using the Meteoric Ore Blade, though. Because if all I'm going to be doing is hitting it with melee attacks, I guess it doesn't matter. Because if all I'm doing is hitting it with melee attacks, then the weapon art makes no difference. Alright, so the jump attacks are trolling me. Like, the attacks don't even connect with my body, but the attacks don't even really make contact with my body, but like, its arm happened to be near me, so they're like, okay, its entire arm is part of the hitbox. I genuinely feel like the only people that actually are good at this game are the people that, like, open up the game in, like, some third-party fucking program to actually see all the hitboxes. Because it's nonsense. Like that. That didn't hit. That was nowhere near touching me. I could have dodged the hit with invincibility frames, but I mistimed it. Yeah, technically speaking, I could use Ashes of War to maybe move Ghostflame Ignition to this weapon, but because it's a unique weapon, I don't know if it works that way. I could do that with a normal weapon, like if I made a Magic Claymore or something. the players actually to be close to it doing that. Like, it pushes me into the hitbox. It's such dog shit. Okay. Well, best attempt so far, but I know there's more to the fight. Like, its attack was visibly over me, and I die. This is the shit I'm talking about. Because it's like every attack is a slam, like it's fucking Path of Exile or something. So even though I dodge the attack, it still does a fucking shockwave. And if I don't frame perfect dodge, I take full damage. That time I dodged, avoided the hit, and then took damage after the fact anyway. It's crazy. It really is. People love this fucking game, and then this is the shit. It's like a Reddit game where people are like, it's the best game I've ever played, and then you actually play it and it's fucking like a war crime against fucking humanity at large. Man, I wish it wasn't twisting and fucking writhing around the entire time so I didn't lose track of everything it was fucking doing. Like, the head being the weak spot makes sense, because if it is like a sunflower, then it's like, well, it's where all the seeds and shit are. But then it's just like, well, it's also using its head as an attack. So even though I'm close enough to hit it, it's just jerking around. Like so. I don't really care. There's only so many times I can get pushed into attacks that I just lose interest in actually complaining, because it's like the losers that genuinely enjoy this game will defend it like this is actually fine. It's a skill issue that the boss is pushing you into its attacks. Also, I feel as though the katana should have better range than this. So I don't know if it's the moveset, but I feel like I actually have less range than with the death poker, and that's insane because the death poker I feel like I have no range. Like, I genuinely feel like I should either be using as big of a weapon as possible, or I should be using a weapon that I can spam weapon art and actually deal good damage. Yeah, that's a problem. I was going to consider using this because I figured, oh well, fire might be good, but I have to use a strong attack to use the fire part of it, and with the controller being fucked up, that's not an option. Because, I mean, if not for that, I might have actually just gone in respect to use the Sword of Night and Flame. Because at least if I did that, I'd be able to use a shield as well, maybe. Yeah, the big problem is that with it jerking around with all of its attacks, it's impossible to actually keep track of what some of the things it's doing. I mean, if it wants to keep doing this, this is fine. Just as long as I can actually respond to its attacks. We could have gotten to the second part of the fight if I didn't miss so many hits. But this genuinely feels like the kind of fight that it's like, maybe I just use magic. But the problem is I went out of my way to not use magic this entire time because I do. And now here's this boss that can kill me in any combo, and I have to basically fight 3 times in a row. Because the upside to this is, to this katana is, I do hit harder and I do attack faster, so my DPS is technically higher. My DPS is technically higher, but I still need to be able to smack the boss. Smacked it. I thought I had more time to get back on my feet, because I knew I had invincibility frames for the second part of that. But I thought I could time it so the first few missed, and then I could roll past the rest of them. So that was a mistake on my part. I also have a suspicion that I shouldn't even be here yet. Like, it's very possible that I'm just expected to have more Skydew Tree blessings. I genuinely believe that I need more Skydew Tree blessings. I mean, I'm sure if I was a good player, that wouldn't matter, but something with my build is scuffed for this fight specifically. Alright, asshole. Alright, first time I've seen them do that back to back. First time for everything, I guess. It's looking like 20 attempts so far, and that's the first time I've seen them do that. Like, it twists and turns so much, I don't even really know which side is the front and which side is the back. Really. Once again, an attack that shouldn't hit me does. Once again, an attack that shouldn't hit me does. It's stuff like that that it's like, well, there is no safe place to be. Get underneath the boss, well, it just hits you anyway. It attacks fucking 20 feet past you and you still take damage. It's... Like, I love the other Souls games, but like... In a just society, this game would have put FromSoft out of business. Whatever. Died because I jumped. And there's still another phase at least. I think there's two, but that's not its only health bar. Like, what if we made a Kingdom Hearts boss that had 5 health bars? I honestly feel like this would actually be a fun fight if it was a stationary enemy. Like if it was rooted in place or if we were on like a platform. Because if it was like we were on a platform and we had to at least worry about getting knocked off, there would be some extra threat. But like with this thing like twisting and turning and all wiggling all over the place, it becomes impossible to actually keep track of what I'm looking at. Attack that should do damage, killing me. Tail is all this time. And here I was thinking we were gonna make some good progress today. I mean, we explored, we fought that one dragon and shit, but like... it's only going to get worse from here. Just put it like that. If it's going to do that attack, what is the point of like he turning to look at me? Why not just do it? That way I at least have some idea of what's going on. And not that I spend that whole time waiting for an attack to dodge when it does the thing that I have to frame perfect dodge, just to mitigate it. But I mean, that started off pretty good. And then stopped. Then jazz music stopped. Thought I was safe. Guess I got hit by the very last part of it. Thinking I had a chance to heal. Like, because its model is so weirdly shaped and takes up 90% of the camera at any given time, half its attacks are just like audio cues. So I have to listen to some weird jingle to know if it's doing one of like the whatever magic attack that is. And even then I don't know if it's just like that frontal thing when it slams its hands down. Or what? Yes, that is what I mean. Too early. I am really thinking about using a colossal sword though. Because it's like, I feel like I should be staggering it, but I have to assume because it's a katana, I don't actually do any damage that can stagger it reliably unless I can hit it like 10 times uninterrupted. Yeah, I got hit anyway. Like, sure, whatever. impressive how many times I managed to miss. Oh, of course. I have to worry about getting hit when it rises. Dragged me along with it. Alright, I'm gonna try using Death Poker. Because it's like, I'm not gaining all that much in terms of my maneuverability or anything, and at least Ghost Flame Ignition will let me do some damage and apply Frostbite. I have to assume because it's a tree, I can't actually cause it to bleed. If I had a Scarlet Rot weapon, that might be a different story, but it's got so much health, I don't know if that would actually matter. I have to get used to using the weapon again, that's the problem. All those hits, I was greeting for damage when I should have just kept a cool head. Now, that's the one thing I don't like about slow fights, is it's like, when everything does an enormous amount of damage to me, it just... Okay. It just feels like nothing I do matters. Like, I can get one, maybe two hits in. Unless it does like one of the longer attack chains like that. Fortunate timing. I thought that was just a generic slam. I didn't know that was actually a grab attack. I don't think that should have hit me, but I didn't actually know that was a grab. I am getting a better flow for the fight, at least. But maybe I'm just getting lucky. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. If I had used Ghost Flame Ignition immediately, maybe I could have avoided those hits. At least the first ones. I do wish that headbutt was a little more telegraphed. Because it's like, with how much it just moves around, like, seemingly uselessly, it's unclear if that's a wind-up or not. Maybe I'm just stupid, but... I heckin' love when sometimes the dodge works and sometimes it doesn't. And then I get hit multiple times by this. Fuck off. Just fuck right off, game. This boss has killed me more than Millennia, I think, at this point. Am I doing this? Dodge too early. It psychs me out, I think, when it will spend like 5 seconds just turning around and not actually attacking me, because it makes me wonder what the fuck it's actually planning. But that's not uncommon for Souls games. That's not like an Elden Ring specific issue. I guess it hit me, so that's why it's not dashing again. Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, if it kept doing the charging, where it just like runs across the arena 5 times, it might have actually gone better for me. Because I wouldn't have had it all the way across the arena. Okay. Best first phase yet. I still should use this because I mean the healing isn't that substantial when I get murked in a single attack. Oh, I thought I was doing a fourth one. Yeah, you can stop with the cringe. You can stop with the cringe. Like, I'm gonna finally get to him and he's gonna do the charge. Close enough. Well, out of juice now. And we are basically dead now, so... I don't know how I can go into the second part of that so cleanly, and then it just goes to shit. It's impressive. But even a fight like this, I don't think Spirit Ashes would be worth it, because if I summoned a range one, they'd probably just die instantly. And a melee one would have just as much issue. 'Cause I really do feel like this game is designed around like, well, you have to perfect dodge everything or else you don't actually have a window to attack. Because you need to dodge not only to avoid it, but so you recover faster than the boss does. Because countless times... Oh, of course it hits me that time. Countless times I will dodge an attack, but not actually be able to do anything because... What is it even doing? I will dodge an attack but not be able to retaliate because it's recovering at the exact same speed or faster. And it would make sense at least if it was a human-sized enemy, but when it's some giant monstrosity and it recovers as fast as I do, it's like it just stops making sense. Like, where was my opportunity to attack in any of that? We attacked once and died for it. It's like... It feels almost like the game is balanced around you light rolling, but you need basically like only 20% of your equip load to be able to light roll. So it's like, what is the point of having heavy armor? Especially because it's not like the heavy armor actually protects me from damage. Oh look, it's doing this again. Like, once again, no opportunity to do anything. I genuinely believe that the game is balanced around like Zoomer, like ADHD gameplay and not like methodical stuff, because you take your time and it's like, okay, well they're gonna use that attack 6 times and you don't ever get to do anything. Like, I do kind of wish I could toggle on like in more like some god mode, not to like beat the boss, but just to actually see the animations, because I have a suspicion. I believe the thorns or whatever those are don't all come up at the same time, but I believe the ones that are in the same, I guess, row as far as proximity to the boss I think those also don't. Which I think is incredibly stupid. Whatever. It would be at least nice if I got, like, one flask charge between phases. Fuck me. I'll get a chance to do anything eventually. It's fine, guys. At least with like a human-sized enemy, there's like the small possibility of getting a stun. Not necessarily that you can do a critical hit, but like you'll see the enemy recoil. And it's like, oh, well, surprise, I can get like maybe one extra hit in. This, it's like, I'm just guessing. And it seems like I guess wrong every time. Yeah, that's not in sync. What do you know? Oh, that was the wrong attack. I thought that was the projectiles. I was like, man, they're really doing it immediately afterwards, huh? But yeah, I mean, like, I have to listen to that audio cue for the magic attacks, but then it's the same cue. It's not like it's even mildly different. So if I can't see the boss because it's wiggling like a fucking jellyfish or a squid, like, it's just a scenario that I'm just spent looking at the boss. This is, however, the second boss just today that seems like it's resistant to magic in general. So it's like maybe this DLC is just a counter to me as a person. And I really don't want to go to just like illiterate sword and shield guy or just Guts cosplayer. Yep, pushing me into attacks. Tale old as time with this fucking dog shit game. Like, why would it do that? First time we've ever gotten the stun off. How? What did I do differently that enabled me to get the critical hit? Surely it's not entirely luck-based. Okay. Started off decently. When it did that projectile attack and they all just got absorbed by the rock wall, I was like, maybe I have a chance, and then that fucking happened. It had to compensate for the good fortune I had by doing that fucking bullshit ground attack 3 times in a row. Do. I don't know how that missed, but we take those. I genuinely think I got hit multiple times by that. Because it looked like I got hit, and then it sounded like I died a second after the fact. In which case, that's unfathomably cringe. But yeah, that entire second phase, I was looking for a sequence that would enable me to actually hit it. Why am I even doing this? Like, I walked up like some fucking idiot to try and get an attack in as if that wasn't the exact combo I was planning on using. Whatever. Could have been cleaner. We didn't need to take all that damage, but oh, I tried dodging that. Okay. We're not done yet. Oh, fuck. I don't know what that is. Okay. I had no idea what that attack was, so... Now I know I need to be even farther away from it during the second immersion. The game has to do it on purpose. How I get pushed into all these attacks. Like, I did get punished for healing, but like, the rest of that combo string shouldn't have hit me because I should have been able to roll out of it. Yep, another attack that has no right to hit me. I can't wait to find out that like I can't wait to like look this up later and find out that like the hefty volcano pot or something can just annihilate the boss. And I've been doing all this suffering for no reason. Like 3 times in a row, it does this. Has like 100 attacks, but it's like, nah, we're gonna do that cringe fucking endlessly. I guess I should use a rune arc here, but it's a limited resource I don't really enjoy wasting. Literally just the same attacks on repeat. Like, I don't have an option to use different attacks unless I have some cringe role player that was like, oh, I'm gonna swap between my weapons over the course of a fight. Like, the bosses have like 50 different attacks they can do, so there's no excuse for it to be doing the stupid shit on repeat. But maybe this damage boost will help me stun the boss more reliably than once. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some RNG involved where it's like a randomly generated seed that determines its attack patterns, because it sometimes it'll use the same attack 5 times in a row, and that can't be random. That has to be deliberate. Oh, I probably should have waited longer. Yep. I'm probably dying for that. So that item that is presumably like a rune arc, what is it? Is that reusable, or is that like consumed on use? No, it's consumable. So let's not use it all willy-nilly. I genuinely think I can do this. I also genuinely think I'm just getting extremely unlucky with his patterns. Because some of the attempts should have been good. And then, like, it'll do the charge attack into the projectiles into, like, another fucking charge attack. I should have just taken the one attack, but I was greedy. Like, sometimes it'll do that like 4 times in a row, and then other times it's like we're just gonna do like the AoE shit that's almost impossible to dodge. Have fun, lol. Like, At least like this, I can slowly heal over time during this phase that it's virtually impossible to actually hit the boss. Of course. I really wish it didn't have that attack. It's bad enough. It's got that other charge attack. Yep, waiting for the exact moment I hit the attack button to fucking punish me. Like a solid second and a half that I waited for an attack, and then I finally do something and get punished. But it's just like some of the attacks enemies in these games have is just nonsense. Because it's like, why would it run away from me like that? With it that like backdash attack? It's like Eldritch monstrosity. Has no reason to do that. Okay. A colossal sword would have hit there. I'm curious. If I unequip those, can I use this? Yes, technically. So, maybe I can just fucking upgrade that and we'll see how that is. If anything, just for this boss. Because it's unpleasant, to say the least.
Now,
Of course, I don't have enough fucking runes.
now.
Because between, like, whiffing my attacks and all the other slop that I have to deal with, oh, I already don't have enough runes. Nice. It's an expensive weapon to upgrade. Between, like, my lack of range and just kind of mediocre damage per hit, I genuinely feel like bigger is better. Even more souls needed. So I cannot put that thing, the Ash of War, on the Colossal Sword. So for curiosity's sake, how does the damage actually compare? 612. Oh, I'm gonna have to actually go back here. So 673 versus 689. I mean, more damage per strike, so we will see if it actually makes a difference. But that is very slow, and I cannot get multiple hits in, for sure. Not on the head. Somehow that missed. I am going to probably die while I learn how to actually use the weapon. But hopefully it'll be the difference maker, because I do hit noticeably harder. So if I'm patient, we can maybe do some good damage. Oh, we knocked it down already. But I'm trapped, so I can't punish that. Unfortunate timing. If I had gotten that hit, the critical hit, we probably would have been fine. At least for that phase. But we unironically got trapped underneath the fucking boss. Maybe that would have been a good time to actually use the weapon art and see what if it would have been any good, but yeah, I'm liking this. At least for this boss. I do like Ghost Flame Ignition, but I feel like this boss specifically, this weapon, is a little nicer. That's so diseased. Did like nothing I needed it to in that second phase. The fact that while that thing is turning during its dash can hit me a second time is insane to me. Because it's like you're punished for trying to punish the boss. And it's like if you roll with it, then you're just gonna get bopped anyway. Really. I'd love to get a hit in, but I need a heal. Like if that attack landed, we would have been fucking Gucci. That one attack whiffed, which caused me to lose 80% of my health. If this attack, if these did more overhand hits, I might actually be doing better, but this does feel better than using the Death Smoker. Punished for that, I always do that. Getting punished for thinking it would do anything other than take a step back. I've also stopped using my rune arcs. Mostly from muscle memory, I'm just so used to not using them that I just don't think about it. stuck on something there. I mean, hey, maybe using one of those livers would be wise. I did the first critical hit, so I forgot that I had to do that between every phase. Like, if I was at least able to avoid the stupid dash, if I was close enough to the boss, that would be nice. See anything. I thought it was going to throw vines at me and not whatever that was. Unless it did, and I was just so close to it that I got bopped by the swing itself. Roll, go nowhere. Well, I did want to push myself to beat this boss before turning the stream off, but at this rate it seems like I'm regressing. I do think this weapon is to play, but between like how lucky I am and my own errors, it's going pretty horribly. endless amount of headbutts, giving itself a concussion just to spite me. Oh. I thought it ended the combo when it hit me. Which is why I tried healing in the first place. Alright, I'll give it one more attempt. 2 if the first attempt goes absolutely fucking miserably. Because, I mean, I am over the time that I normally stop. Pushed into an attack as always. I would say that was a horrible fight because just everything I tried went to shit. So one more try. Uno mas. Because it's like I know there are bosses harder than this. So if I'm getting my fucking ass beat this badly, I mean, I guess it could just be like a stylistic thing that's causing me to play like shit. But classic. Could have avoided this. It's lame. It really is. It's a lame fight. Because it's like if I don't time it perfectly, then I miss. And if I miss, then I'm just setting myself up to get fucking blasted. And that's cringe. Because literally any hit is like, well, may as well heal. But if I heal, I get punished. So unless it's one of its very few attacks that I have a window to hurt it, it's... Yep, got hit by 2 of them that time. Okay, whatever. I'm done for now because I'm gonna break something otherwise. So, gonna do this bright and early tomorrow. Can't believe a random fucking tree is harder than Melania. Whatever. So that's it for me for today. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys to the views, hosts, follows, everything. You guys are awesome. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time. So until then, I hope you guys all have a good one. Take care.